Yes, that's right, guys. I got a CF Moto. Zforce 950 sitting right here. I did it. Was it a good idea? Maybe not. Maybe. But we're going to find out. Anyways, a lot of you guys that have been watching the channel for a while will know that I've been contemplating a new machine for quite a while. I wanted something different, and this is about as different as I could find. I'll be quite open and honest with you guys. I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, but the CF Moto brand has gone a long way in the last few years, and in the past, you guys will openly know that I did have a few negative experiences with CF Moto. However, I didn't want to go out and just buy another Razor or buy a KRX or buy an X3 or a Maverick Sport. We've got all those machines in the crew. One machine that we haven't had in our team really ever on our regular crew or regular rides is a CF Moto. None of the guys in the crew wanted to buy one. Not because of, I mean, there's a lot of reasons they didn't want to. We're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about why I got this and why I thought it was a good idea for the channel. First of all, we want to shake some things up. We want to bring some spice into the channel. And what better machine to do it with than something that has so many different opinions on it. When I was doing my research to get this machine, I read a lot of comments. I watched some YouTube. I talked to a few dealers. I talked to some friends that have had a little bit of experience with these machines. And there's basically like two teams. There's the CF Moto sucks, it's garbage, I don't care what you do, I don't care what it is, I'm never gonna like it team. And usually that team is composed of people that have never driven a CF Moto, never owned a CF Moto, and never spent much time riding with a CF Moto. And then there's the people that have in team two saying, you know what? If you do an apples to apples comparison, if you have real world expectations on this machine, then it's actually a pretty good unit, especially when you look at the price point. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why I got it, what I plan to do with it, how we plan to test it, and then we'll go into a bunch of videos where in the next one I'm gonna do a walk around, we'll go over all the technical aspects, we'll go over all the shocks, and I'm honest with you, I went into this blind. I don't know anything about this machine. It's a 2022 leftover stock from last year. We got a really good deal on it. It is a purchased unit. This is not a demo. This is not a CF Moto owned machine. This is not affiliated with the CF Moto brand at all. It's ours. We can do what we want, when we want, how we want it. We can be as honest as we want with it. If it falls apart, you're gonna see it fall apart. If it does well, you're gonna see it do well. When we run into issues, we're gonna fix them, we're gonna address them, and you're gonna see it all. There's nobody behind the scenes here telling us what we can and cannot do with this machine, and that was a big factor in choosing this. I wanna provide you guys with unbiased feedback, or as unbiased as I can be. As you can see, we got the Battle Wagon in the back there still. It's not going anywhere. The Razor Turbo is staying. This is a secondary unit to have some fun with. I got a ton of plans in the works for this thing. We're not gonna keep it stock for long, but this is the game plan. We're gonna go over the unit in its stock form. We're gonna take it out on a few rides in its stock form, and then we're gonna go to town on it. We're gonna upgrade the wheels and tires. We're gonna upgrade the engine tune. We're gonna upgrade the clutching. We're gonna put a bunch of modifications on it. We're gonna do some suspension mods, and we're gonna have some fun with this machine like we would with any other machine, whether it be a Polaris, a Can-Am, a Kawasaki, a Honda, whatever. No, none of you guys get a machine and keep it stock for long, so we can't expect the same out of this. Let's level here though. The biggest deciding factor for most people when choosing a machine these days, or buying any big purchase, is price point and the budget. This machine comes in that $25,000 range, Canadian. That machine behind me has about 60 grand into it. We cannot take this machine and compare it to that machine, apples to apples. However, if we take this machine and we compare it to other machines priced similarly, with similar specifications, logically looking at it and the way it's evolved and how the CF Moto brand has improved over the last few years, I think it should do reasonably well. I wouldn't have bought it if I thought it was going to fall apart. That's why we went out, we got their biggest machine, their flagship model. These machines are starting to get some decent aftermarket support. And a cool fact about CF Moto actually is, in Europe, CF Moto is pretty much the biggest ATV UTV brand going. Once again, significantly due to price point. Importing a Polaris or importing a Can-Am into Europe and factoring exchange rates, import fees, and duties, man, it's expensive. However, with the CF Motos, it's a lot more affordable there. And nowadays, when it's gotten so damn expensive to get into this hobby, especially if you want to get in new, these machines have become very appealing. I don't think that CF Moto is trying to attack the Polaris RZR Turbo. I don't think they're trying to attack the X3, the RR. Like, they're not going after those big machines. These guys are attacking more of your weekend warrior, somebody that's considering a 900S, maybe a lightly used 1000 XP, maybe you're shopping for a KRX. They're not attacking the turbo market. I think that a fair comparison of this machine and what we need to stack it up against is something like a 2011 to 2014 Polaris RZR XP900, a 900 or a 1000S, even maybe like a 1000 XP RZR, a Maverick Sport, a Can-Am Commander, stuff like that. Especially when you factor in that this thing is worth half of what that thing behind me is. For lack of better analogies, you're not going to get a Hyundai Genesis and then compare it to a BMW M5 or to like a Mercedes AMG Coupe or something like that. Just completely different machines. However, if we're going to use that analogy, look at where Hyundai has gone in the last 5 to 10 years. Leaps and bounds. Personally, not a huge fan, but it is a good analogy. I have no love or hate for this machine right now. I just really want to see what it's capable of. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat it like any other machine. We're going to take it out for a ride with the crew. We're going to do upgrades to it. We're going to follow along throughout the season. We're going to keep it for the season at least. We're going to put some mileage on it, and we're just going to have fun with it. You'll see us mixing it up. Maybe we'll get some other people into it, get them driving it so that we can get it in the videos. If the RZR breaks, we'll have this. If this breaks, we'll have the RZR. And we'll just change things up, get a little bit more flavor to the channel. I know there's not a ton of people doing CF Moto content, especially not the type of content we do. So that's essentially the game plan. We're gonna team up with a bunch of partners that we've already got on the channel. Super ATV, Royal Distributing, Fintrail, our friends at Power Sports Link. So essentially, this machine was made possible by my relationship with my friends at Power Sports Link Financing. They are a huge reason I was able to get into this machine, just like they were a huge reason I was able to get into that trailer that can haul 2 machines behind me there. So we're gonna try and work with some of the brands we've established relationships with already, and we're also gonna bring a few new players on board, because the goal is to use this machine as an example for what we can do in the future. Because once we're done with this one, I think I'm gonna have to go out and we're gonna get like another kind of against the grain machine. A lot of people have been bugging me to get a Segway Villain. Maybe that'll be the next one, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. If this is a cool kind of project that we can have some fun with and you guys enjoy it, then we'll keep doing it. And like I said, we're gonna have some new partners. So I've already reached out to the guys at Main Street Cycle. I know tons of people are gonna be leaving comments. You got to talk to them. They are on top of the CF Moto game right now. If you pay attention in the industry, you'll know Main Street Cycle is the biggest CF Moto dealership in the States, and they make a ton of aftermarket products for these machines. So they've reached out to us already as soon as they saw the post, and they said they want to send us a bunch of parts to show us what this machine is truly capable of, and they're going to guide us and mentor us along the way, because I don't know nothing about this thing. I don't even know how much horsepower it's got, to be honest with you. I wanted to dive into something blind. This is it. So join us for the ride, join us for the adventure. This is just the first video to give you an idea of what we're after. Soon this thing will probably be sitting on 32s with an ECU tuned bumper, skid plates, all that jazz. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. It's a great place to keep up to date with everything. The next video is gonna be an in-depth walk around with the technical specs of this machine. Leave a comment below, guys. This channel wouldn't be possible without your support. It would be pointless if you guys weren't watching. So I want to hear what you want to see next. I want to hear you tell us what you want us to do this machine and what you want to see us try with it. And I want you guys to keep an open mind like I am. We're going to try and be as unbiased as we can, and we're just going to try and have some fun with it. So if you want to help support the channel in other ways, head on over to our Shopify store, get yourself some cool Team AJP swag, tons of wicked stickers on there, free international shipping on all sticker orders. There's some shirts, sweaters. We'll be adding more stuff onto the store as well. Check out some of our sponsors and our supporters because they help make a lot of this content possible. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Ride safe out there.